Oakland, California.
The owner of this property is not responsible for any theft or vandalism. The owner of this property is not
Lawlessness, crime, homelessness, police giving up, businesses closing, and with 1 of every 30 residents having their cars stolen last year, a 38% increase in robberies, 23% increase in burglaries, and 44% increase in motor vehicle theft, In-N-Out made history by closing their first store in 75 years due to the rampant crime happening at their Oakland location, with the Oakland Police Union calling for Oakland Mayor Sheng Tao to resign, claiming the city has become an international embarrassment under her leadership, and with many residents believing the police no longer have their back in the event of a crime, and with the district attorney focusing on not incarcerating criminals, many Oakland residents believe they need new leadership to restore Oakland to the cultural capital it once was.
Target enslaved my ancestors a year ago.
Target?
I'm black, I'm a woman, and I'm a worker, and I'm queer. So I've got 4 different oppressional systems already fighting against me.
Yeah, I've been assaulted by a man. He hit me 5 times in my face already.
I got kidnapped and taken against my will.
So I met up with Bay Area native and investigative journalist.
Yo, Oakland. Damn. West Coast, baby. I'm up here at the tip top, Pacific Northwest, you know what I'm saying? To be specific, in the Puget Sound area. But God, gee, lordy. We're gonna get ready to react to this documentary here, and I just want to say, man, thank y'all for following the journey. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Yeah, man, it seems like a lot's going on in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful city, man. Lots of history, culturally rich. We're gonna take a look, and we're gonna get right back into it. Let me not hold us up, and I will make sure to comment when necessary. Wow, we're already in for one. Let's go.
Journalist Darren Stalkup to hit the streets and see what's really going on in Oakland. Okay, look at that. Suspected fire right here. This thing is torn up. We got more and more mobile units people are living in. The homelessness is unending, literally.
The
graffiti on the...
Okay, one thing I do want to say, though, as we get into this is, as I'm looking at all the things that are happening, some of the things that are coming up for me is what would make Oakland become this city, right? We know that Oakland is a city, home of the Black Panthers, home of activism, home of, it's like a chocolate city, black folks doing well, you know what I mean? You could tell the art is still there, creativity is still there. So we just want to know, at least for me, I'm thinking like, wow, how did it get this way? You know, unhoused people don't have places to stay. What's making this happen? People just don't do this, right? Like there's a reason why this is happening. So just some food for thought as we get going. And yeah, man, let's keep it going.
Wall, skid marks on the ground. We need to be careful out here. The f is that? The cops trailing us. The f is this corruption?
No, he's just giving us an escort. He knows where. So? Yeah, he knows
He's giving us an escort?
Yeah. Right now there's a cop following.
Another thing, we're gonna make sure we just stop right here before so let me just get this off. Shout out to the content creators of this Oakland, where every crime is legal. Make sure you go, comment, like, subscribe on their channel. Appreciate y'all for doing the research and bringing it to us. But one thing I do want to say, right, and I'm not sure, so I could be wrong, but normally when I see folks, you know what I'm saying, that ain't the same skin folks that are covering these kind of things, in particular around these areas, the Detroits, the Oaklands, the Harlems, and and then I just want to make sure that in your descriptions, y'all are leaving a place to donate to some of these areas, you know what I'm saying, that you're doing something, maybe you're going back and you're doing a food drive, or you're helping out some of these unhoused people, or you're really building community, not just taking advantage of it. I just hope that's what's happening. And I'm not accusing nobody. It's just something that's on my heart and my soul. I'll make sure that I'm going to do it in this description as well. I'm going to leave a link where, you can donate to maybe the Boys and Girls Club over there, or someplace, some organization. Just make sure that we're giving back. Let me get back to it.
Following us.
What's going on here? Why are we the ones being followed? I don't know why we're being followed when there's no doubt criminal activity left, right, and center.
A lot of the kids have guns now, so when I'm walking around, I'm not looking for some 25-year-old guy with a gun.
Watch out for 13-year-olds out here?
I'm looking for 7-year-olds with guns. Actually.
7?
I'm like...
Real fast too, you notice the mobile homes and people, you know what I'm saying, living in them. That seems to be happening across the country in America right now. I don't know if there's a state you could probably go to that's not a big city. This is not just Oakland. I mean, I live in Seattle, Washington. Up to top of the map. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna tell you, we have it. It's bad. It is bad up here. You know what I'm saying? A lot of folks don't have homes, don't have resources, living in mobile homes. So we got to ask ourselves, right? What's happening? Just a quick thing. It's not just unique to Oakland. You know what I'm saying? This is happening everywhere. I went to Hawaii on vacation. You know what I'm saying? First time in Hawaii, seen the same thing. Tents. Mobile homes, people living on the streets. That was the last thought that I would have thought of when I think of Hawaii or a place tropical. I'm going to go and spend all this money and, something we need to start really thinking about.
Wait, Tyler, move!
Hey, I definitely just ran around in front of a cop. I didn't mean it. He didn't do shit. We're headed to a giant camp. We're going to get out there early before things get shiesty and dark. So we made our way to a massive homeless encampment directly next to the highway that would make you think we're in a third world country and not the richest area of the richest country in the world. We're going into the lion's den right now. We're going to be cool, calm, and collected, mind our six. We want to actually get some word on the street right now. I haven't seen a true vlog or documentary or really anything recently of what's going on here in Oakland.
Real quick, too, my guy said the richest area in the richest country. I'm not sure if he's talking about the Bay Area in general, not just Oakland. And then also we got to think about San Francisco, home of the tech boom. You know what I'm saying? We got to think about certain things. Like, I'm not sure if Oakland is necessarily one of the richest area. However, I wouldn't be surprised with gentrification, but just want to talk about that as well. I want to point that out.
The RV has like 4 Walter Whites, like 8 Jesse Pinkmans.
Lots of flies, lots of human fecal matter. There's a ton of trash behind me right now. I did not know this became a human dumping ground. This is right by the freeway, right by the Burger King. Looks to be some fire damage.
What up,
How you doing? Is anyone home in the treehouse? Hi there. Is this your place right here? Okay. How long you been out here?
Oh, I've been in this for homeless in this area for about 2017.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do they do many sweeps?
They don't do shit around here.
I'm trying to figure out why we're in a first-class city and you guys are living out here in poverty,
Between history, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drugs, too much party.
And I saw that slingshot. Is that for self-protection?
I know.
No?
Thank you for reminding me.
Oh, it's someone else's?
Hey, nah.
Oh.
So you're gonna hurt you. Come on in.
You sleeping here?
This is where I'm gonna be staying here.
What's with all these flies? Just the trash?
No, it's flies. They're just flies.
They're just everywhere out here?
Everywhere out here.
You use anything?
Don't use anything, no.
Nah.
Well, they help more out there with their people out there than San Francisco. That Berkeley's the same way. Berkeley help the homeless.
Yeah.
Out here in Oakland, I don't know if there's too many of us or what's going on, but they just don't. To me, they don't give a crap.
Yeah.
What they want to do is they want to push us into a corner and hide us. But what they don't realize is that the problem is becoming really, really, really big. No, I found the garbage.
Yeah, shout out to one thing I do appreciate when we get the kind of content like what we're getting here, regardless of what happens on the back end, is that those of us who can see it, you know what I'm saying, we get the information. So what I'm just thinking, that comes to my mind is when they're talking about all these different things that are happening in society and we get a chance to really look at it. It gives us also, those of us who want to really create change, gives us an opportunity to start thinking like, what can we do to kind of help these situations, or what's happening with our government, our political, from the local level to the state level, nationally or whatever. Like, how do things get like this, and what can we do? So I appreciate y'all for bringing this content, what I'm saying, and really talking to these people. Of course, me, I'm gonna say, what did you do after you left? But still, so far, man, this is very informative.
He likes slingshots?
Yeah,
Okay. Easy, brother. See ya. And just walk with me for a second here, Darren. Just want to show the amount of trash right next to the main street. I don't understand why this is here. Why this is not swept up.
Billions of dollars have been wasted only for the situation to get worse.
I mean, trash, unending trash, people living in there. Talked to our boy, there's flies nonstop. The road is being used, so they're living right next to a freeway exit. Look at that. I mean, look, just zip straight through. As I would too. I mean, you got to be smart and quick in these roads. Obviously, the smell is something you cannot experience through the camera, but you can only imagine 10, 20 years of living out here, no sewage, no running water. Feels like we're in a third world country. Tents on tents on tents, non-stop out here. Just keep in mind it's parallel to functional streets. This stuff's being used on a daily basis. I mean, just all sorts of random shit, trash, tents, people in their cars right here, living life. It is interesting. I imagine not many people walk through here. Just begs the question, why isn't this trash been swept? Do they ever clean up the trash?
Yeah, outside of clean that trash.
Yeah, full setup, trash, tents, freeway. It just baffles me that these streets are active.
Okay, let's stop for a minute. Boom. Now we got a lot of the train wreck going on. Okay, I see it happening. All right, yeah, we see the homelessness. We see all that. I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, that we get to some other parts of Oakland too. You know what I mean? Just want to be fair. I mean, I've definitely been to Oakland and the Bay. I've been to San Francisco quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? Oakland does have lots of cultural events, lots of things. Shout out to Marcus Garvey Books, you know what I'm saying, out there on MacArthur, you know what I mean, going there every time I stop by to get my literature, you know what I mean. I just want to make sure, man, that we're highlighting other parts, you know, as to make it a little bit cohesive. You know, this is not all of Oakland. So if I was looking at this as like, this is what Oakland just is. Now, mind you, Oakland, it does have a lot of graffiti. There's a lot of things going on. There is, but like, this is not the end all and be all. You know what I'm saying? Even the title, Oakland, where every crime is legal. You know what I mean? Like, we got to get more into that. You know what I'm saying? Every crime is not legal. You know what I mean? You know, and I understand clickbait. You know what I'm saying? That's why I got here myself. But yeah, we got to just make sure, man, that we're gonna be having a well-balanced, you know what I'm saying, view of Oakland. You know what I mean? Not just the crime and things like that. I mean,
Actively being used right now. Definitely interesting setup. I'm starting to get the feeling that no one ever comes out here, Darren.
This is the epitome of neglect and abandonment. This is a mecca for the destitute.
Yeah.
Wanderers.
I mean, look right here. We have trank needles right here.
Look, 3 dogs digging through the rummage. 5 dogs. 5 dogs.
Yeah, this is sad. He has poop hanging out of him. Man, this is sad. Look at this. All these dogs out here. How long you been out here?
4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years? Is rent just too expensive or what? Yeah. ¿Cuántos años vivía aquí?
Like 7.
Tu casa?
Yeah.
7? You built this all yourself?
Yeah.
All right, wow. You sleep in here?
No, yet.
Okay, got it.
I live in the truck for now.
This is the story everywhere. This is a common theme, not just in Oakland or San Francisco, the Bay Area, or all across California, but all across the country. We are seeing a major shift. Not only are we witnessing the largest redistribution of wealth our country has ever seen, we are seeing the largest gap between the haves and the haves not. The middle class is dying, and people are working 9 to 5, living check to check.
¿Trabaja aquí?
No.
shout out to my dude right there. Yes, shout out to my guy. You know what I mean? He, you know, that made my heart warm, you know, pointing out those facts. That's happening. I mean, I stopped, you know, the video before and was kind of saying that. I'm glad that we got here. You know what I mean? There's so much. This is so nuanced. Such a crazy epidemic that's happening throughout our country. You know, America is a ghetto. You know what I mean? But I appreciate him for saying that. More to come. Okay, let's go.
Aquí? ¿Es peligroso aquí o no?
Bien es peligroso.
¿Sí?
Sí,
¿Por qué?
porque hay muchos delincuentes,
Yeah. ¿Vagabundos?
vagabundos. Con
¿Cuántos años los campos allí?
Pues aquí como uno mínimo unos 20 años.
20 años. ¿Por qué es posible que viven aquí?
Porque la policía les admiten.
Honestly, the country I grew up in is slowly but surely becoming unrecognizable. I'm not too sure if California is going to sink into the ocean or burn to the ground. We just walked through what might as well be Little Libya. I mean, it was a cesspool, feces, urine everywhere, trash, garbage. It was absolutely horrible to see the quality of life in which our fellow Americans are living in.
To the right of us, there is the red light district, unofficially. I didn't realize it. We saw 2 working girls. I would say we could go walk by. We could. You wanna?
They might say hi, huh?
They might say hi. They might tell us f*** off. We might get shot by a pimp. Well, real talk though, real talk. The pimps are definitely watching out here.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't we turn around? Actually, let's ask this home.
I gotta say it. Y'all ain't too afraid though. to go get that footage. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to you for risking your lives going, according to you, you know what I'm saying, to go get some of this content, you know what I'm saying, really putting yourself out there. You know, I got to throw a little at you. But, yeah, let's go.
Homeboy right here. Question for you. You see these chicks working the streets every day?
Yeah.
Is it dangerous having your shop out here?
He's the owner. Ask him.
Okay. Oh, he's strapped. How you doing, sir?
It's a large encampment just a block down. It goes along the freeway.
Ride more right than we do.
Those guys
Yeah.
ever give you any trouble?
Yep.
How do you feel about Mayor Shangtao, the mayor of Oakland? Should she be reelected or should a new leader step in?
Right now, everything needs to change.
Did you always have the gun, or did you kind of realize I need to protect myself out here?
It's just tough around here right now.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
I believe
Hell yeah.
it's necessary for law-abiding citizens to have the means and capability to defend themselves. As you know, all the criminals out here have guns, so I have no problem with you. And I
They have
actually feel
machine guns.
safer.
Machine guns?
I feel-
Do you see yourself owning this business here in Oakland for a long time, or you want to get out of here?
40 years already.
40 years?
Again, we got to ask ourselves, how are the people getting access to weapons like this? You know what I'm saying? How do machine guns get into our communities? You know what I'm saying? It's easy to point the finger. It's easy to talk about the guy that's living in the RV and things of this nature. But, you know, we see it. But how is this happening? You know, and I'm glad they're talking about this, whoever this political leader is. You know, maybe they need to get out of office or not. I don't really know. I'm not abreast to that. I do got folks down there like my homegirl Mad Lines, you know what I'm saying, who's definitely a political activist and organizer who might know more about this information. But yeah, we gotta really ask ourselves, man, how is this happening? Because when we see it happening, nothing just happens here in America by chance. No, a lot of this stuff is a part of what's a byproduct of what's been happening for a long time.
Years?
Yeah.
When did you notice the shift, if any?
About maybe 10 years ago.
10 years?
Things got worse and worse, and now it's just ridiculously.
Is the law enforced out here?
Lawlessness. There's nothing out here.
You think this is a good place to raise a family nowadays? No.
Definitely not.
Has anyone ever been shot at this intersection or that intersection?
Many times.
Many times.
Last week, for what?
Let's talk to sheriff real quick. Working girls on the streets right here and the sheriff. Let's say hi. Question for it. So is that legal right there?
What?
Prostitution?
They're only in the city.
Okay.
Can't touch them.
Can't touch them?
They're victims.
Human trafficking?
That they need help. Exactly.
I see. All right, see ya. That's interesting. I guess we can just go ask. And speaking of which, we got the ambulance right in front of us.
Yo, drop a comment, please. What are your thoughts on when they say human trafficking and because you see this stuff in the streets? I know there's a lot of massage parlors, things of this nature that happen on streets. I know a lot of these young black men and people of color out here, and women, excuse me, are out here involved in the sex industry. You know what I'm saying? That's happening, but we don't necessarily see or hear a lot about, you know, this human trafficking thing unless it's targeted to those who are actually working the streets, you know, those, you know, people involved in that life. So just drop a comment and I want to hear your thoughts on that. You know, I love to hear that. Peace.
Things are happening fast out here.
Hey, that's DJ Fire Truck. That's DJ Fire Truck right there.
Is it always like this?
Yes.
Yeah. Gunshots, ambulance. Only wonder what has happened. They're dancing. All right. Wow. Pointing at me just so you know, you can see it.
DJ
All right,
Fire
how you guys
Truck.
doing, by the way?
I'm good.
And even that cop, he said you guys are being human trafficked.
No.
No?
This is very much by choice.
Entrepreneurship?
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Come on, baby. Hey now, say now, okay? It's very much by choice, okay? This is straight from the people, right? I'm a person in recovery, right? So if you ask me about drug addiction and things like that, I can tell you straight up off the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a person who lives in it. So when you go and you asking the people, they say, nah, man, it's by choice. I do think that there are other elements that allow us to start making choices. I ain't going to get too far from that. But it's good to hear, because I asked y'all, drop it in the comments what y'all think about this. But it's good to hear her say that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's by choice. Okay.
By choice, baby.
Okay. We spoke to Luxury and Tiffany earlier about doing a little interview. Would you be interested? Now, while my last interview...
Yeah, are y'all paying me? Come on, man. Say now. Are you paying me for the interview? Yeah, I hope you spend some money with the youngins. Get it right. Don't be just coming here for the voyeurism. You got to pay, baby. I ain't mad. Yeah.
With the oldest profession in human history got the entire video demonetized. If you want to hear Alexis's story, you can subscribe to my Patreon for as little as $5 a month on patreon.com.
Is Alexa's PayPal or anything, whatever the hell they be using, the little things, cash apps and all that, is her stuff in there, she getting paid too? You know what I'm saying? Come on, baby, come on. Because I know if I ever go do this, man, we going to figure out a way everybody get paid. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to just exploit nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to power with it, not power over.
/Tyler Oliveira for early access to every video before it goes up on YouTube, extended cuts, uncensored moments like these, and DLC content that'll never be uploaded to YouTube. Help us go fully independent and continue to bring boots on the ground coverage to you that's not bought and paid for by shady corporate interests. And on our way out of the red light district, I saw this woman taping cardboard to what once was her window that appeared to have been freshly bipped. Question for you. I'm just wondering if your car got broken into, basically. Yeah? When did this happen?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I was in the hospital. My brother had the car.
Time out, the bipping culture. You know, now something I'm kind of familiar with a little bit. Basically, from my understanding, the bipping is when they come up and hit you with the spark plug or whatever, man. If you got anything in your car, whether that's a laptop, whatever, man, they're just going in there and it's like an advanced level car prowl. You know what I'm saying? It's an upgrade. You know what I mean? They're going through and just So bipping is apparently a thing in the Bay. I believe there's a lot of YouTube videos on that. I should do something on the bipping. Anyway, let's continue.
For me, while I was in the hospital,
Okay.
I got my car back, and this is what it looked like.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened.
You could I don't know. These people just don't care about other people's shit, really.
Sure. Is this something you would file a police report for, or is it kind of no use?
At this point, honey, I didn't file a police report, and I'm sure my brother didn't.
When people call 911 in Oakland, they get a voicemail, and they're told to leave a message.
It happens.
Yeah.
They can either get a voicemail or get put on hold.
They don't have enough humans to answer the phone. And even if a human does answer the phone, they're not finna come for a couple hours.
You better be dying.
Know anyone else who's had their car broken into like this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Everybody?
This isn't my first time going through this. So
How many times has it happened to you?
I can't even count on two hands. I've had my car stolen 2 or 3 times, broken into, more than 10 times.
Yeah. This is.
What is there a cash app for her? Anybody? Was there a cash app? Go back and edit and put the cash app for lady. You know what I'm saying, baby? She run up on her car, busted out, man. Damn, we gotta help our people while we doing this.
Some bullshit. The fact that this is allowed, you know? The fact that the cops can't do anything or won't do anything. What up? How you doing, brother? We just talked to Auntie outside who had her car window broken in.
Auntie.
That's normal, man.
Normal?
Yeah, that's normal out here.
Everyday occurrence?
Rule number 1, bro, don't leave your stuff in the car.
You guys thought the bipping in San Francisco were bad? The bipping in Oakland and surrounding neighborhoods like Piedmont and Hayward and Berkeley, it's absolutely out of control.
And while the police may not do anything if you break into someone's car, commit grand theft auto, steal an ATM, or beat and rob an old lady on the street, if you park on the side of the street and don't pay the meter, you will be fined and punished. We got a $61 parking ticket. People can do fentanyl, poop on the streets, break into cars, shoot each other. No infractions. A little park too long? There's nowhere to park out here, by the way. While me complaining about this parking ticket may seem silly, it highlights a fundamental double standard in how citizens who cause no harm to others are punished and held accountable for breaking the rules, while violent criminals victimizing innocents every day are allowed to do whatever they want and face little to no consequences. But with all this crime and lawlessness, why do people still live here?
Is that what's happening? I don't know where you can go in America and pull somebody out their car, man, and it not be a high level offense, but I don't know. Maybe I'm ignorant to that. I do know if you're using, substances and things of this nature, the greatest harm that you're harming is yourself and your family. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of is you're definitely still harming somebody, but at the same time, I don't know if we should, criminalize the use of drugs, but we do need to figure out systems, because you walking through the public and inhaling fent and all that kind of stuff can kill people, so and that's where I think we get to the harming folks, you know what I'm saying, if outside of ourselves, right? But at the end of the day, we do need to kind of continue to work on that. I don't know if that should be something that we criminalize folks for. I don't got all the answers, but I just want to stop and interject there for sure.
Let's take a look at the beautiful skyline. This is the beauty of Oakland.
What a nice place to live.
Definitely. I would definitely not raise a family here, but I respect those who have the
Is that Lake Merritt? Is that Lake Merritt? Come on, Lake Merritt.
balls to do it. Oakland has better, sunnier weather than its older brother, San Francisco. It's more affordable, it's a cool cultural melting pot, and it's a quick 35-minute commute to San Francisco. With all these benefits, a lot of people want to live here, even if they can't afford the median $2,255 per month in rent, leading countless to get priced out of their apartments and to set up tents wherever they can get away with it. And just underneath the bridge in this beautiful park, you'll find people living in tents completely blocking the entire sidewalk. But before I talk to these people living under the bridge, I recently found out I was paying $13 a month for Duolingo, $12 a month for Crunchyroll, $50 a year for a sleep tracking app, and $100 a year for HBO Max that I don't even use anymore. And I only learned this because the sponsor of this video, Rocket Money. I signed up for Rocket Money, linked my bank account in 2 seconds, tapped recurring payments to see what unwanted payments I had, and after a few taps, they were all canceled. No 2-hour-long customer service phone calls and no email chains begging them to cancel my subscription. Just a few taps on Rocket Money and I was saving hundreds of dollars per year on unwanted subscriptions and countless hours spent trying to cancel them. On average, members save over $720 per year with over $500 million in canceled subscriptions. If you want to save more and spend less and join the over 5 million members using Rocket Money today, go to rocketmoney.com/Tyler Oliveira or click the link in the description to get started today for free. Thanks again, Rocket Money. And now back to Oakland.
So they're getting paid for that. They're getting paid for that, and I get it. I just like the way, the way that just happened while we're talking about, like, we're exposing all these things about society. It's just kind of like, then you're gonna make sure that you get, money from the corporate folks, you know what I'm saying? Rocket Money and all that, you know what I mean? And I could be wrong because I'm only reacting to the video. I don't know where this is going to go, you know what I'm saying? Or what you're doing, you know what I'm saying? But, I'm hoping that, in particular, folks who are like activists and organizers or people who are very serious about change, that if they are able to do videos like this, I'm not saying that y'all ain't, I'm just saying that maybe there are some other people who could take advantage of learning how to use social media to get revenue, and then also being able to use it as some level of activism. Maybe it's not just the revenue either, you know what I'm saying? I feel like what I'm doing right now is some kind of form, a little teeny bit of, I'll just say, social impact, you know what I mean? But like, I hope that there is some social impact that comes from this as you're doing those kind of ads in the middle of like what we're trying to digest, because they're going to run ads anyway through this stuff. You're going to get paid. There's just different ways to subtly market, man. I don't know. That made me feel some kind of way, so we spoke on it.
Talking to folks out here in Oakland, I ended up on the streets. You got any thoughts?
I think it's a crazy lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's something to get used to when you're not used to it. I've been in a house my whole life, and now unhoused means anybody that doesn't rent.
Sure.
I have a trailer, and they get breaking into every week.
Yeah.
The city does more damage than the people who are living on the streets. They wouldn't be on the streets if the community and the environment took care of each other.
Is it dangerous out here, or is it pretty chill?
It's very dangerous out here, especially at night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Time out. I mean, at this point, from what I'm seeing here, man, the community is probably taking care of each other. They have no choice but to take care of each other. And community has always taken care of each other regardless anyway. But it's kind of like, yeah, city gets in the way, government gets in the way. You know what I'm saying? Like, you seen the boy got fined for parking somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And where does that stuff go to exactly? Sure, they'll say maybe it goes to clean up the streets or whatnot. But when people are getting harmed in other kind of ways, it's definitely up to us as citizens and community to take care of each other and figure out solutions. So I appreciate that young person or that person who was able to uplift that.
I've been assaulted by a man. He hit me 5 times in my face already because I told him no for a sexual favor, and he got mad.
Is that a common situation out here?
For women, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm by myself, too.
How are the cops out here? Do they help you if you ask for help? Or?
You call the cops, they don't come.
Okay. Has the city ever... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. A girl across the street. There was a girl there all night long, and she was doing fentanyl. Okay. And the guy that lives there tried to wake her up, and she was dead, and he put the body outside. The police came and got the body.
Have you seen bodies out here in the water?
Oh yeah, they put them in the lake. They sweep the lake all the time for bodies. This is a common place to dump a body.
Mario, you live right over here?
Yeah, unfortunately and fortunately.
Yeah. I mean, you got shade at the very least.
Shade, I mean, it's a killer sight. You buy water,
yeah.
But it's just the thought of being outside, homeless, in a tent, somewhere where you're not supposed to be.
Sure.
It kind of sucks.
How did you end up out here?
I would say the lack of help, proper resources.
Yeah.
And then, two, the initiative to take, the action on myself, too.
Choose to be homeless, or did you get driven out by the pricing?
Driven out by the pricing and just like bullshit, a lot of bullshit.
Cost of living is astronomical, and working 2 jobs is still not a living wage. Some people say you need $400,000 a year just to be middle class. How do you feel about the social economics?
I want more 100% affordable housing.
Yeah.
If anything you want to say to the audience at home, any advice for the kids or at home with their parents or any?
Stay in school.
Yeah.
Don't do what I did.
What did you do? How'd you end up out here?
Well, I was the best kid. I didn't listen to. I was adopted. I didn't listen to my family. I went to Skyline. I never went to school for that whole period of the year, and Oakland Public School District expelled me. And then my mom countersued. She won, and then I got sent away. I got kidnapped and taken against my will.
What do you mean? Like one of those reformatory school things? Oh, yes. Shit, I've heard about that. Yeah. They bag over your head, you wake up in the woods.
Yep.
Have you had tents light up on fire out here?
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole bridge, somebody set a fire at one tent and that whole bridge lit up.
Oh, shoot, okay. They've come down here and tried to sweep?
Yeah, but we wouldn't leave.
Okay, and they just give up?
Yes.
Okay. What do you do for food and water out here if you're immobile?
I normally go to the taco truck around the corner and panhandle.
Okay.
And if someone has enough money, I'll do something strange for some change. I just hustle. But I get change in food stamps. I get my check tomorrow.
When you say strange for change?
Let's be real. We all live in America. We all do something strange for some change. You know what I'm saying? We all do. And listen, with strange for some change might be something like me doing reaction videos, knowing damn well, you know what I'm saying, at the end of the day, we all want a little bit of change, whether there's some money in our pocket or whether that's just some social impact, baby. You know what I'm saying? We trying to keep it pushing, So shout out to that sister right there, man, under the bridge. Damn. You could be right here in that house making a couple $100,000 a year and still do something strange for some change. Come on.
Change, we're talking like sex work?
Favors, yeah.
You will accept housing if someone comes down from the city?
Yes, I will accept housing if someone comes down from the city.
Okay.
I'm tired. I want to go inside.
Do most people use out here?
Yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people have problems, mental problems, and some people are kind of unstable in their own way because of the lack of clean medicine.
Yeah.
And they use what they use because it helps.
They use it as a coping mechanism?
Yeah, I've seen it. There's people out here with, I have a friend that's autistic, and he uses that to kind of stabilize himself. It's fucked up because of the dirt and the that's in it.
Sure.
I have. Just recently, man, a lady came over here.
Thanks for your time.
And really kind of, she died.
Right in front of you?
Yes.
Is there...
I just want to stop right there. Man, this is an opportunity for us to start thinking too about alternative healing. We know that Big Pharma, which also AKA a whole bunch of salesmen are influencing the way that we get our medicine, right? And if that means that if it's just gain for profits, they don't really care. It's like, hey, look, this is a Band-Aid, or maybe even more worse, we're going to kill you, or, eventually by you using this. But as long as we can stuff our pockets, and then we got these people who are the most vulnerable populations, or some of the most vulnerable populations, unhoused, don't have the resources, but we're going to make sure that we pump as much stuff into them. And now you see what's happening. People are dying. It's an epidemic, this fentanyl epidemic, and there's a teeny microscopic dose of fentanyl, because they can't afford, some of this, the so-called medicines, and then they're out here dying, and it's not just folks under the bridge, by the way. These happening to folks who come from different areas with different income demographics. So let's just be real, but we need to pay more attention to that.
A world where you move to just a cheap town in the middle of the Midwest that costs $500 a month?
Not doing it.
Why not?
Because I love California.
Yeah.
And that's the state that I want to live in. And I was born here. And
are you sober? Yeah.
Extremely disturbing to see so many encampments all throughout the city, not just in one particular neighborhood, but all throughout Oakland. It seems like the quality of life here is non-existent. Disease is rampant, and this is what used to be a children's playground. This is Fallout 3.
Not necessarily child-proof anymore. So you guys understand, I've been to so many places at this point, I'm starting to lose my emotional sensitivity to what's going on here. I don't really know how to react anymore because at this point, it's all starting to blend.
I mean, this car is floating right now.
Whoa.
What's going on?
That is crazy. All right, let's take a look at this. You guys are about to have your mind blown. Hey, what up? Where are we at right now?
We're in Oakland, California.
Okay, I just saw this car levitating. That's why I walked over here. Are we in the park right now?
This is a park.
Okay. Does the city come out here and say, hey, let's get you guys in the shelter, or is it just like you're good to do whatever?
Well, unfortunately, the city doesn't do much.
Okay.
They do keep the porta potties out.
All right.
That keeps down the hips.
When's the last time this place was swept? You know?
You have to answer that one.
It was a minute ago.
The inconsistency between the corrupt nonprofits, they get billions of dollars, and the nonprofits who are actually helping people, they get pennies, if that. Isn't that weird? The ones that are enabling.
Not weird. That's
how they want it to go.
That's how it is, so that they still get the other people still get their money. You
That's
know what
the
I mean?
industry.
Like that's the industry, of course.
They call it the homeless industrial complex.
To live half comfortable, you have to be based on 2 incomes. 2 incomes, easy, and that's the only way.
2 incomes?
2 incomes.
Right now, you guys are doing better than the city.
Yeah?
Some people are working.
That means a lot.
No, there's a thing called control chaos.
Yeah.
Like, a random person.
Boom. Yo, so check that out. When he said you have to have 2 incomes. Now, let me tell you, I've been with my beautiful partner for almost 20 years now. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this. There's definitely been times in our home for sure, if not even now, where there's been $100,000 or $200,000, dollars. You combine them together, over $200,000 of income, and it's still at times not enough to cover, rent. Now, of course, way more privileged than a lot of folks to some degree, right? You got a home, you got a car, but once you start accumulating all this stuff, you're just still in debt. And it's still hard to pay your mortgage. It's still hard to pay the car. It's still hard. So even with $250,000 coming in the household, believe me, I live in Seattle, Washington, the home of the 3rd most gentrified city in America. I'm not sure if that's the exact data now, but it is hard to live. So just imagine if you're a young person, just imagine if you're a single person, just imagine if you don't have kids. And if you do have kids, with all this stuff, it's just even more expensive to live here, So, yeah.
Someone will just come and start dumping trash themselves or start a fire or you know what I mean, and then they'll be like, oh yeah, but half the time it ain't even us. It's people who are like this, because I've seen it. A fireman running in between and I'm thinking on Wood Street, what the hell is that guy doing running in between front line and back line? Nobody sees this guy? Okay, cool. Boom. 30 minutes later, boom, there's a fire, right? So the firemen come, and because when they're going to a homeless camp, because their sirens, it only goes like, woo.
Got it.
It's a low rear, you know what I mean? Yeah, real low. If you notice, they're going to a homeless camp. Yeah, it's not really, there you
go. That's DJ Fire Truck.
Please do not park blocking this driveway. Thank you. Zoom out a little bit. Look what we see. They are making it home right here.
Yes.
Lakeisha, how do you like Oakland?
It's a happening place, independent city,
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you feel safe living here?
That's a good question.
Yeah, it's fair.
Yeah, really very fair.
All right. Where are the cops out here?
They're all right. They're all right. They're all right by me.
Yeah. Can they do anything?
About this?
Yeah. Lawlessness?
No, they really can't.
No.
This is spiritual warfare. This is a job for God and his soldiers.
Yeah. Lakeisha?
Come on, talk about it. It's a spiritual warfare. Don't let that go over your head. It's a spiritual warfare. Yeah, there's some things that are happening that you can't even see. But we ain't gonna get too deep into that. I'm gonna lose a whole bunch of viewers, but thank you for that, sister. Yes.
It's been an honor.
My pleasure. Anytime,
Tread
guys.
safely.
Ashante, merci beaucoup.
Oh, right.
Oh,
I love that.
shit.
I love that.
He's bilingual.
Oh!
Oh. Do a little bit more. Wait, you like that?
I love
Wait, have
that.
you guys shaken hands?
Hell no.
It's nice to
Shake
meet
hands.
you.
Come
Very
on
nice
now.
to meet you. Give me some sugar.
Oh, yeah. Get over there.
I got a horrible.
Get over there. Give her a hug. Yeah, he's doing that hot
He's
and cold.
gorgeous. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. And are we gonna get a kiss on camera here or what?
No.
Do you think he's sexy?
He's sexy, is he? Man, he's more than sexy. He's hot.
Well, God bless you, sister. I
Well, God
appreciate
bless
the
you.
interview. You want a 6
Au revoir. May we and both good.
Oh. Homelessness is rampant in the streets of Oakland, but how did it get to this point?
The crack era, which took place in the 80s, essentially the war on drugs back then really ignited a lot of chaos in the community, which, of course, led to more families struggling. The suffering that took place in the 80s led to an initiative to redevelop Oakland in the 90s. So in the 90s, a lot of revitalization started to take place, investments in the communities, and this led to a flourishing art and music scene, which led to Oakland and the San Francisco Bay Area at large to become the cultural capital of the world.
It's real quick. I'm an 80s baby, and I want to say I came home out of the hospital the day that Reagan was shot. You know what I'm saying? My mom always talks about that. And I remember, you know what I'm saying, what the war on drugs not only still does, right? But I remember what it did to our communities. I remember living in Seattle and they doing the sweeps through the city, and you know they're getting people invested because, you know, drugs, you know what I'm saying, at that time for sure were a horrible thing. They were eating up our community. Still is, right? But they were locking up a lot of our brothers and sisters, right? They weren't doing anything at the top level, right? And so it was still happening. Then they were funding wars, and then they were making the housing harder for folks to get houses. And then, yeah, so what they're talking about, man, peep game, it's real.
World. And of course, this also led to a renaissance in the 90s with all the internet and the technology, Steve Jobs.
How did we get from Steve Jobs to stealing ATM machines with chains and breaking into McDonald's? This place used to be the cultural capital of the West Coast. Now, lawlessness and despair. But there's some cool neighborhoods.
That's what you describe Oakland as?
How you doing?
She's pissed. Yeah.
Hold on. Sister, can we interview you?
Wait a second. That hurt.
I know it hurt, but...
And it hurt to a depth because I'm a black woman.
Okay. You were upset a little bit. It's all love. It's all love. I'm not trying to piss anyone off.
Okay.
We're here with you now.
Okay.
And you're from Oakland?
Yeah.
Okay. So I struck an emotional chord.
For sure.
Talk to me.
Yeah, my name is Jolie Zaradrevich.
Okay.
The Bay Area knows me. I don't even need to the introduction.
All right.
I'm the co-developer underneath the Black Panther leader. So when you said like despair and loss in this city, the crime is because people are homeless. We are stealing basic necessities.
Sure.
People are bipping into cars because they are on the streets. So I wouldn't necessarily consider it to be crime. When you describe the city as craziness, I wouldn't put it as the word craziness. I would look at it as there's a political system where we've never had access to the rightful money that we're supposed to be at. Very much so.
Sure.
And you can see the political leaders around here pretty much not giving a about what we're
100%.
doing. And the very first people that they say, oh, there's this big crime surge is what they categorize as these black super predators. These young black men and black women who are on the streets struggling.
Help me understand Oakland a little bit more besides just like lawlessness and crime, because there is a little bit of that. We can't deny that, right?
Personally, I don't look at a crime. If you're going into Target, a multi-billion-dollar company, and stealing clothes, it's not a crime. You're resourceful.
Not a crime?
Hell no. You're resourceful as You're homeless.
That's where we disagree, I think.
You've been displaced. I mean, because you're white and I'm black. There's a whole nother socioeconomic.
I mean, hello. There's just some things. I mean, my white folks, man, y'all don't get it, man. Y'all don't understand, man. We talking about people who were enslaved, who came here, who ain't never got no reparations, who these corporations are killing us and making millions and billions, trillions of dollars. And so then when you're saying that eventually when the chickens come home to roost, when they come and they start grabbing everything up out of you, out of your stores and all that, now it's a crime. They're super predators, right? But y'all ain't paying attention. Just like if you make a video, I'm not saying this is happening. I'm just saying you make a video, right? And then you don't even leave a donation link for people, but you interview them. I don't know, but I'm just saying, man, don't get me started. You know, shout out to this sister right here, man. a beautiful, beautiful sister. Man, said so many points, man, already. And then even the fact she already told you in the beginning where it wasn't despair and how it, you know, the different the way that she shaped the language and turned it back around. And then you're like, well, that's where we disagree. That's okay. We can all disagree. We can all disagree. Lots of disagreements. Come on.
Piece that I have never had access to. So you can go into any single place and put your name on a piece of paper, apply for that job. You're not worried about if your name sounds too black. You're not worried about if when you show up, if you got to do something with your locks because it's inappropriate.
Question for you. Is it different being a white dude versus a black dude?
Ooh, time out. For real. You don't know what it's like to be, you see all these big buildings, and you can't even go inside and work in one of them at the top of the tippy flop or the floor, whatever. You don't know what it's like to be locked out of society. You don't get to participate, being invited to the dance, but you can't dance. Go off.
Versus a Mexican versus an Asian here in Oakland.
Everybody do the same thing, man.
Same shit, though?
Everybody do the same thing.
All right.
It's just that Asians, Hispanics, they stick together.
Okay.
Yeah, blacks, they kind of, I hate to say it, but blacks, they like crabs. They don't want to see, you know, they...
Crabs in a bucket?
Crabs in a bucket.
What about the whites? They're just dyeing their hair blue?
They trying to
Y'all
justify everything.
Y'all trying to fit in, man.
They're trying to fit in?
Target enslaved my ancestors a year ago.
Target?
Target.
What did Target do?
If we really want to break down every single system that has truly impoverished our community, enslaved us, taken money from our families, and then displaced us as if now we're the burden to this entire city that was once 40% black.
Sure. But what did Target do, and at what point do we not uphold any values when we lead to...
At what point do we not uphold Target to then give back all of their funds that they can easily give back?
But if we steal from Target, then we steal from CVS, then we steal from Walmart, then the Walmarts leave, and then all we have...
But we built it.
No, but then all we have are corner stores in Oakland when we run out all these large businesses, right?
Our corner stores are mom and pop's own. They're black and brown owned. We don't steal from our corner stores. That's the crazy part.
Security footage shows a man walking into Ideal Market in Oakland and seconds later ripping out the store's ATM. It happened around 10 p.m. Thursday night while the store was still open with an employee inside.
We have ATM. I mean, yeah, cue, you know, we do, right, cue that up, right? Like, but she was shitting off on so many points that they could have queued up the stuff that she was talking about, but they don't see it. I don't believe they see it. Maybe the boy on the other side, he was like, go ahead, I'll go off, sis, or whatever. He seems to be a little bit more, but yeah, man, they just don't see it. Like, you could have, when you queued up that stuff in the neighborhood, you should have queued up the Target stuff first before all that. Queue up the Target, how should they take it and exploiting the people and all that? Because probably in your core, you don't really believe that, which you said already, like that's your opinion, you know, it's all good.
Tim, as a convenience for the neighborhood, for the customers that come here.
But
we could rock into
let's take Walmart's in Chicago.
Okay.
They're gone. Why are they gone?
Whose fault is that?
People stealing from Walmart.
Why did Walmart come into an urban city already and displace thousands of black people in an area where we needed housing first? Once we have housing, you can sustain yourself from there on in. Walmart. We're also in a generation where people do as trends. Honestly, I used to steal from stores.
Do like whites stick together, the blacks stick together, the Hispanics and Asians stick together, or does everyone just chill with each other?
Everyone's just people, but the blacks are the primary race in the community, but shit comes in all colors. There's good people in every race and there's bad people in every race.
100%.
We don't have time for racism. It's a long forgotten historical memory.
I agree that someone should not be defined by it.
I appreciate his passion and enthusiasm, and I appreciate what I felt like is, you know, him being a part of that community as much as possible. But no, racism is not forgotten part of our historical memory. No, this is what's happening. This is the effects of racism, what we're watching.
A felony conviction or a crime or past status, but we shouldn't glorify or promote or allow that to be the case, right? Like, if you need food, maybe we make food banks more available, but robbing the corner store or the Target's not the solution, right?
But the solution was never allowing for those businesses to ever come into flourishing, knowing that, number one, this was first native land, Ohlone land. And we've killed almost 33 different tribes. And then you've taken Africans and brought them all through the country and pretty much exploited our bodies, our minds, and our spirits to create a Target, to create a Walmart, to create these banks that then further and exploit us. So yes, I'm not saying it's a right thing to do, but these big corporations have the power to change.
Sure.
That's the fucked up part, and they're not willing to change anything.
Can you explain to me what it is to be a black woman in America 2024?
I'm black, I'm a woman, and I'm a worker, and I'm queer. So I've got 4 different oppressional systems already fighting against me. I was raised by 2 white Caucasian parents.
Okay.
They abused me. They really broke me down. You could say I had a chance at life, but the people who were there to actually give me that life didn't give me that chance. But you said the word hope. I used to tell that to myself as I was at a bus stop, wondering what my next meal was gonna be. And I said, hope, I gotta be more than this. This cannot be it.
Well, this lady obviously wants the best for her community. When you have local rapping legends like the Jacka shot in the head while being in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong people back in 2015, it's clear that senseless violence here in Oakland does not discriminate on who it victimizes. He's yanking his stuff.
Dang, y'all missing the point though. Y'all really missed the point on that one. Like, again, I mean, if you don't have this lived experience, I mean, I can only expect so much, you know, so, I mean, that's my fault. You know, I'm expecting you to be hell of a, you know, but yeah, no, y'all missing the point on this.
Right in the middle of the street. Might not be safe to do that.
It's actually a woman, and might be down to do the interview, but it doesn't seem like she's in this dimension right now. She's in the middle of the road, which is a clear sign of
psychosis
or some kind of mental disability. I'm not a doctor.
Oh, let's center this for a minute. Why?
Or the effects of capitalism. Maybe she's having that effect. Yeah, capitalism can leave you like that sometimes. In the streets, talking to yourself, wondering why. I guess they call that psychosis. Anywho.
Why isn't she in a psych ward? And since the law is barely enforced or punished, it slowly becomes free game for looting, break-ins, and theft. Also, if you're at the airport, do not leave your luggage behind. It may be somewhere out here like this, somewhat unavoidable. Darren, they even got a fridge. Brand new fridge. Check this out. But luckily, the few rare nonprofits and organizations still trying to make a change. What are you guys up to?
Hey, man, just, you know,
I respect
Salvation Army, you know what I mean?
All right, on. You guys want to share any thoughts on what's going on here in Oakland?
Hey, man, what's going on in Oakland, man?
Yeah.
It's a travesty, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly, man. With all this homelessness going on, man, I really hope that Gavin Newsom spent that $1 billion well, you know what I'm saying, to take care of the homeless, you know.
We're on the 20-year anniversary of his 10-year plan to solve homelessness in California. Billions of dollars later, the situation has only gotten worse. What's going on, brother?
What's going on is these rules and regulations that they're stipulating on the homeless, you know what I mean? There's a lot of drug and mental problems going on right now. Now, they need to take care of that first before they do anything.
I was out here before. Now I'm at a Salvation Army.
There's a lot of sober people out here. Actually, they don't smoke cigarettes or drink. They're sober and they're out here.
But they got the image that they do.
Their rent is too high, I guess.
Rent is to work. It's hard to get jobs. It's hard to do a lot of things out here without having the actual knowledge and structure to do it.
If you guys are hurting and struggling, this is a male ARC, so there's no females allowed. The other ARC that we have for females is in San Francisco. Okay. But you can come right in. We can do the paperwork for you.
Located here at?
What? 601 Weber Street, Oakland, California. Okay. You know what I mean?
While saving the city can seem like an uphill battle, this is a fight worth fighting both here and every other community suffering similar problems. While billions of dollars have been spent, and with the problems facing Oakland only seeming to get worse, addressing the problems your community faces, holding your local politicians accountable, and having the courage to speak up when the opinion is unpopular is critical to continue living in communities worth living in.
Next speaker, please.
Oh shit, there he is, there he is.
Good afternoon, San Francisco supervisors. I stand before you today of the heavy heart as I speak about
something that's really important to me and probably every mother and father in our community, and that is the presence of fentanyl on our playgrounds and in our schools. I implore you to take divisive and decisive action. A lot of the people who are ransacking our grocery stores, who are breaking into our apartments, my apartment's been broken into 3 times. I've had to waken up to burglars kicking in my door and fighting off burglars with my own 2 bare hands while my girl's screaming bloody murder. And that's happened more than once, more than I care to remember. And I'm just wondering if the people on top of the hill, living on top of the hill, have ever had
They
to fight
cut you
for their
off.
life.
Wow,
man.
no, powerful words, man.
I was wondering, if people living on top of the hill have ever had to fight for their lives. The lack of leadership in San Francisco, the chaos in San Francisco is having a negative impact on Oakland, and they have become intertwined. Both communities have reached terminal velocity in their collapse, and they're kind of just doing like a death spiral.
If you want to stay up to date on the Bay Area, go follow Darren at DarrenStyleCup on Twitter, and thanks for watching.
Yeah.
This is what 5 pounds of body fat looks.
Boom. Yeah. I don't know. My feeling is this kind of like they came in with good intentions. It is feeling somewhat still like a hit piece, though, I ain't gonna lie, of Oakland. Not to say that I don't appreciate what they covered, because I do. I appreciate what they covered as far as like getting the content and you know, bringing people into a certain aspect of, you know what I'm saying, what's happening in that city. However, you know, when you get to an end of a video like this and then you don't really see any like cultural celebrations, people dancing, laughing, or, you know, it's just despair, you know, then I think what we understand is it's kind of just like, you know, even the title, you know what I'm saying? Oakland, a city where every, you know, crime is legal or something like that, right? Like that's not true, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's just like, yeah, I just wish, you know, when people do things like this, just make sure, you know what I'm saying, even with good intentions, like there's some certain things that you check, you know what I'm saying, like how are we giving back, how are we coming, you know what I'm saying, we're not just exploiting, you know what I'm saying, because then you just become more like the people, apparently, which I believe, I want to believe at least that in their hearts they don't really feel like they're exploiting anything, like they're shining light to a problem or something. They have different opinions. We all got different opinions on how we want to, you know, handle certain things, but also, I just hope that people who are interviewed, you know, bare minimum, you know, they got their cash apps or whatever were put inside the title. And maybe I got to do my own research because maybe that's already there. I didn't see it. But, yeah, it's feeling like hit piece. Shout out to the one sister, man, who was the co-lead of the Black Panther Party, like really came in and said some things. I think that was the highlight of watching all of this, is having people with a different perspective who are, you know, from those communities in particular, and everybody, you know, to highlight what's happening in our world, man. So, you know, go, you know, like, subscribe to their channels, well, those who brought this content, also to this channel, please do, and let's continue to, you know, as we're being entertained, right? Let's have some edutainment, you know, let's get educated, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, there's so much more I want to say, but I'll save it for another time. Yeah, but at the end of the day, as much as I almost really want to say like, oh, this was good, I gotta say no. It although they were coming with their piece, it still felt like a hit piece because of what you're looking at. And even when the Target thing, like just all of that. And I heard some different parts around the billionaires and this and that, like they were trying to. Maybe it was just the other dude, because the one dude was kind of like, seemed like he was almost with the other dude is kind of like, he just, but that's me. That's my take. You know, drop it in the comments. I could be wrong. I ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, much love and respect. We out. Ricky the Reactor.